What's up, class? Listen, you know we're in Build 2. Right now, I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to me. I have three beautiful daughters, and the world is crazy right now, right? So, everything that's going on, my girls are boy crazy, right? When they go to school, there's so many people that can be bullying them. We don't want to send them out into the world without some positivity, right? We know if you smile early in the morning, that's going to make your day. Nothing can bring you down if you smile in the morning. So, my project is a smart mirror, right? So the best art that we can create is what has already been created. So come with me as we go through this journey. You're going to see a lot of different things. I'm no expert at building, but I want you to see the technology that I put in place and the extra little features that I put. Everything will be linked below. If you want to go and check out, my GitHub and be able to get some of this code. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment, get in contact with me. I'm more than happy to spread the wealth. We're going to start out by laying out the wood. I recommend this because you want to make sure everything is nice and neat. I'm trying to make sure now I'm putting little marks on the wood to make sure I know which way to cut it. I'm double checking. I wasn't really sure. This is my first time I've actually cut a picture frame, so I went and got a piece of scrap paper and marked. I actually drew it out to make sure that I can know which way I needed to cut. I was very concerned because this is actually crown molding, which is X amount of dollars per foot, not per piece. So I only bought enough to do the project. I didn't actually go in and do more. So I'm making extra sure that I can measure twice and cut once in this particular scenario. And, it ended up paying off. So now that I have everything marked, let's head out to the shed. So now I'm actually in my garage. I'm going to use, my miter saw to go in and make these cuts. So I'm making these cuts, protecting my clothing with my apron. And I'm just going in and looking at the cuts, double checking. I have it at a 45-degree angle. And I'm just meticulously going through and making these cuts. Now I'm just showing you the other angle, giving you a better view of kind of what I'm doing. So now you can see up close. This is when I moved it to the other 45-degree angle, again, making the same cuts. Now I'm actually going to lay those pieces out again. I'm going to use my speed square to be able to make sure that it's level. I'm using some clamps. I actually did have to buy these clamps. I didn't have those on hand, but I'm using these clamps. And I'm going to actually put some glue here. So I'm putting some glue on. And, I was supposed to put a finish nail in the side, but this paneling, this crown molding was actually pretty thin. I didn't think I can get a good nail in, so I'm going to use another trick that I figured out. And, you should be able to use some wood filler if you're doing this, to use some wood filler to fill in the gaps. I didn't have any wood filler, but that's one thing that I may go back and finish on a later build, just to go in and fill in the holes with some wood filler. But right now I'm just using glue, putting it together just to get a little bead and get it some type secure. And then I'm going to turn around and come back, with some other material. So here I'm measuring the wall. I'm actually going to move my electrical outlet. I didn't show all the steps for this because, you should be able to handle this at your own risk. But what I'm doing is I'm actually measuring to be able to put a game box into the wall, and there you go. I actually went in and put a new outlet. I ran it up. It took me a little while, but I actually got the wire ran up. Now I'm going to mount my, my TV, 32-inch TV vertically. So I'm putting the TV mount up so that we can actually go in and mount that. So I have to drill some holes using my new outlet, drill some holes, and putting in some. It didn't actually hit the stud, so I put in 4 drywall anchors that will handle 150 pounds each. And, that'll handle. This TV is not that heavy, and 4 anchors at 150 pounds, that will definitely secure this to the wall. Now, I know you can see kind of the arms hanging out from the left-hand side, but we're going to take care of that a little bit later. Now, my wife is helping me to go in and put this in. Thank you, baby. I thank you for helping me to get this going. Couldn't have done it without you. Now she's going to help me tidy this up just a tad while I have my sensor. So what I have here is that is the PIR sensor that's hanging down. You can see the Raspberry Pi now booting up for the first time when it's attached to its new location, and everything is sideways. We're going to take care of that, but everything is sideways at the moment. The PIR sensor, we're going to take care of that a little bit later once we get everything buttoned up. Right now, we're just tightening up the wires that are on the side. Now I'm going in and sending a command. I'll put that below. Sending a command to be able to put it right side up so that now the mirror shows up. Now you see it's off, and it's because of that sensor. Now, my wife didn't like the white, so I'm going to go back in. Now that I've glued it, I'm putting some staples in it just to secure it a little bit more. Using the speed square again just to make sure that everything is level and square. And putting some staples in to give it a little bit more rigidity. Now my wife is so gracious again to go in and to stain it. And it's all because she didn't like the white. Used the leaf blower there just to get some of the dust off of that tarp. So now she's going to go in. I was supervising, but now she's going to go in and finish up putting some stain onto that. Now I know you purists will say, why did you buy white crown molding if you're just going to stain it? I know. We should have bought unfinished, but I found the first thing I could find at a reasonable price. So we're just putting stain on this white crown molding, but you know, it turns out pretty well. So right now you're just seeing the first coat, but I can tell you that she did come back and do another 2, I think maybe even 3 coats on this just to get, you know, a good bead. Now I will recommend when you're doing this to get good even strokes, you want to probably go through and sand it after you do a coat and then make sure to go back over it again. Now we're coming in, I'm using the hot glue. Mark Rober taught me about this hot glue, so I'm using this hot glue to go in and to put this, you know, this is a 2-way mirror that we're putting on the wall. It's really acrylic that I'm putting on, and now I'm buttoning up that PIR sensor. So this looks like a mirror. Very cheap, very inexpensive, you know, compared to a real 2-way mirror. But look, you can see it's already reflecting really nicely. So I'm glad the way this turned out. Now I have it up. Now I just need to go in and put up something to be able to attach this frame. I've mounted a piece on the back. Now I'm putting some Velcro up to hold it in place. But I mounted a piece of wood. You can't see it, but I mounted a piece of wood on top to hold it up. Now it's all there. So it's there. You see it's turned off. The PIR sensor will allow it to, once you step into the frame, it will actually come in and turn on. Man, I really wanted this to look like a normal mirror until you step up to it, and it turned out great.